Here's a brief summary of the first chapter of your text. To simply look at the relationship between statistics and research methodology.
We've concentrated only on those aspects of research methods that are directly connected to statistics. Research methods is a much larger topic, but the purpose of this book is not to go into many aspects of research methods, just those that are directly related to statistics.
Other terms and concepts that were presented in Chapter 1 include the types of statistics, parametric and non-parametric. We also presented different types of hypotheses, research hypothesis, null hypothesis, and alternative hypothesis.
We introduced you to the terms independent and dependent variables. Independent variable is the one that you manipulate, and dependent variable is the one you're interested in seeing if it changes.
Talked about levels of knowledge being descriptive, predictive, control, and explanation.
We talked of two different types of reasoning, deductive and inductive.
Talked about types of research, descriptive, correlational, and inferential.
We mentioned generalizability and transferability of results.
Talked a good deal about the scientific method and how you have a hypothesis, you collect data, and make a decision.
We talked about populations and samples.
Talked about the importance of variance. Scores are not all the same. Achievement is not all the same. What is it that differentiates, that predicts, that explains differences in people's scores or achievement?
And then we talked about two different types of research validity, internal validity and external validity.
And introduced you to experimental design. The experimental design and statistics go hand in hand, and you'll see a great deal more about experimental design.
Here's an example of a very simple research design. We will start with this later on in the book and then build on this. In this case, we have a hypothesis that there may be a difference between physically active and sedentary people in terms of fitness level. And so we set up an experimental group and a control group. The experimental group is physically active and the control group is not, or is what we call sedentary. And then we measure the fitness level of these two groups and compare the means using a statistical test called an independent t-test.
Chapter 1 was an important introduction to what you're going to study for the next 13 chapters. We encourage you to review this chapter. What you see in this chapter is important. It's going to carry forth onto many other decisions that you're going to make regarding statistics and the appropriate statistical procedure to use.
If any of these terms or concepts are fuzzy in your mind, please reread this section. As you know, in the study of mathematics, concepts continue to build on previously learned information. Statistics, being a branch of mathematics, inherited the same gene. We will continue to build on the foundation of this research methods chapter.